Welcome everybody. Sorry, I've been trying to get stuff set up here on Discord as well, preparing for the TikTok ban. so, um, so I'm trying to run Discord at the same time just to have something else running. Although I don't think anyone's going to join us on Discord, but I'm setting it up anyway. Anyway, welcome everybody. Let me. Oops. All right, I think we're set up here. All right, hello YouTubers. Let me get TikTok rolling, and then we are good. All right. I don't know if anyone's going to join us on Discord. I don't even know if I set Discord up correctly. We're going to find out shortly. Mirror video. Boom, boom. There we go. All righty. Woo, man. Hello, TikTokers. Hello, Karen. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, all. How are we doing this evening? Hello, Mighty Herox. Anyway, happy Monday, all. Sip of water here. Oh, man. Craziness. Oh, nice and warm, sunny afternoon in New Zealand. That's always nice. 2 loaves in the oven. Very nice. Hey, Richard, thank you for the gift. Welcome, guys. So, yes, 6 days away from our TikTok ban. 7? I guess 7 days away. Not looking good. Thank you, Chezak. Thank you, Crazy American. We'll start talking about TikTok, and then I'll get into our latest Ukraine news. Decent amount of news today. Thank you, LR2, for the gift. Thank you, Eva. Oh, man. Anyway, so yes, kind of a crazy news. Crazy. Here's the problem. Everyone's pimping Rednote. I don't know if it's a scam or what, but this is a little crazy, guys. So here's the thing. If we're all going to get banned on TikTok because it's a Chinese app, the solution is not to go to a Chinese app. Rednote is a Chinese app. Lemonade is a Chinese app. I mean, I've got to say, seriously, thank you, LWD. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Bjorn. The dumbest thing to do, if TikTok gets screwed up and we all get thrown out because TikTok gets banned, the dumbest thing to do is set ourselves up at another Chinese app. And that's what Rednote is. And I think Rednote is paying people to spam because it's been all over the comments today and all over here. I never heard about Rednote until today, which makes me think it's a total scam. That we're being spammed, because I never even heard anybody mention it until today. And now it's all over the comments of my post. It's all over the live today. Bullshit. It's a Chinese app. You're insane. If your solution to getting banned, thank you, Ava. Fire. If your solution to getting banned on TikTok because it's a Chinese app is to now we're going to build ourselves up on a second Chinese app, that's insane. No, but it's pissing me off because honestly, I think they're spamming people now. I think they paid people to come and spam TikTok because the next thing I'm going to do is ban the word Rednote in our chat and in our, in my comments on TikTok, because I think people are being paid, because literally the name never came up until today. And now it's left and right. I think it's a spam. Yeah, no, it's also stupid as hell. I mean, seriously, you're going to go to a Chinese app? Would you like to get banned? Would you like to do the same thing we just did on TikTok? Build up a huge audience and then have it knocked out? I mean, okie dokie. Yeah, anyway, what a mess. So yeah, kind of a mess, guys. So TikTok's still getting banned in 7 days. I did a series of videos on TikTok today. Very confusing. So at this point, TikTok is still getting shut down. We still don't know. Thank you, Laka, for the gift. Keep the gifts coming, guys. At this point, we still don't know. You know what, guys? Mods, just ban the word Red Notice or Rednote. I've kind of had it at this point, because I think people are being paid to spam at this point, and it's ticking me off. So, Ash, if you guys have access on TikTok, just go and ban 1 word and 2 words Rednote, because I think it's bullshit. Yeah. Well, they're both owned by the Chinese. So would you like to leave? I don't know who you are, but you're creeping me out, and now you're leaving. We're gonna leave a Chinese app because it's banned for being Chinese, and we're gonna waste all our time building up a new follower on a Chinese app. That would be stupid. That would be very stupid. So in any case, all right. So it is weird, guys. TikTok might be fine. It might not be fine. Let me sort of give you the latest. I have been All right, you know what? I'm just going to do this. Guys, I am going to ban the word. Sorry, but I really do. I think they're spamming. I think they paid people to spam, and I'm not happy about this. So one moment here. Here we go. All right, that's one. Oops. Oh, wait. Sorry, here we go. Done. Interesting. All right. And now we're going to do one more here. Can I do one word or two words? I think I'm going to do two words. All right. There. Oop. Okay. All right. Let's see what that does. Let's see what that does just for fun. Just for fun. All right. Just to clean up the comments a little bit. So here's what we're trying to figure out. Is TikTok going to disappear next week? All right. Yeah, pink slip. That's QWC. We don't know. We don't know. My best guess is that this is sort of a big issue. We might as well sort of walk through it a little today. Thank you, Pedro. My best guess is that TikTok gets, banned on Sunday and that Trump brings it back on Monday. Who profits? The company called Rednote profits. That's who profits. They pay people to come and spam, so people go to their service instead. This is a huge opportunity for them to steal TikTok followers. Yeah. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you, Martin. This is what's so confusing with the TikTok thing. TikTok could literally disappear next weekend, or it could get banned and nothing happens right away. Okay. We don't know. I will say this: TikTok is not being very public about this, which is not helpful. There are a lot of rumors going around that TikTok is going to literally like ban itself next weekend. Like if the ban goes through, that TikTok is just going to take itself offline for all Americans. I don't know. I hope that's not true. Thank you, Jorge. We don't know. And I wish TikTok would be more upfront about this. I think what might happen is next Sunday, the ban goes into place. All right. But the ban bans the app. It bans the app in the App Store. There is no reason for, assuming we've got this correct, and who the hell knows, because we're trying to figure this out ourselves. Assuming that's what happens, that the app gets banned in the App Store. Actually, this is pissing me off. All right, whatever. Assuming the app gets banned in the App Store, it won't necessarily disappear right away. So what would happen is the app would get banned. We would still have it on our iPads and our iPhones and our Google phones, whatever. But if the app ever had to get updated, we wouldn't be able to update it because it's no longer in the App Store. But we'd still have it on our phones. If you got a new phone, you might have a problem installing the app. That's another question. So next Sunday, let's say the app gets banned, we'd still have it on our phones in principle. Therefore, we should be able to still access TikTok in principle until we get a new operating system, right? Your iPhone, your Google phone updates. And sometimes when the phone updates, the operating system, it has to upload updates to all your apps. We wouldn't be able to do that with TikTok. So at some point, the app will start breaking or it won't work. That's one problem. Second issue is, in principle, you guys can still access my show via the web, via website, right? I could beam from an outside service. I'm going to have to pay for it. It's going to cost me $50 or $80 a month probably, but I can beam from an outside service to TikTok. I don't need to use the app, and you guys can watch my show on the. Okay, I don't know who you are, but you're going to leave too. Who are you? What guys? We've got a lot of trolls today. Take them out. Just take them out. I'm even going to get some of you guys myself. So it's what was I saying with the app? So it's not clear that TikTok is going to disappear. It at least initially, it may not change. It may not change, at least initially. So I don't know. It's Trump. Trump could save the day. Remember how Trump banned TikTok like 3 times when he was president? And then he met with a billionaire investor in TikTok's parent company. And suddenly, after the private meeting, Trump is a supporter. So that's fine. I mean, it's a corrupt reason, but that's Trump, right? Thank you, running. But Trump is supporting TikTok. That's great. It's not clear if Trump can help on Sunday or next Monday. Jacqueline, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about. There's the extension would be 270 days, and there's no way that Biden has given the extension. There's zero. I'll Google it. There's a 0% chance that Biden gave any extension for TikTok. He's not going to do it. It's actually, I will look right now just for fun, but I guarantee you there's no way. I'll eat my hat if there was an extension. Nope, nothing. Yep, nothing. No, I'm not sure why you said that. There's no extension. So what do we got here? Trump. Could Trump extend things? Well, here's the thing. I'm already on Substack. Check out by the way, follow me on YouTube. Go to my profile right now on TikTok, Discord, I should say YouTube, whatever you're called. YouTube, the same thing. Go to the description of the show, look for my Linktree link, click it. On TikTok, you can go to my profile, click the Linktree link. You'll see all my socials. Definitely follow me on YouTube. That's for starters. Definitely follow me on Discord. I'm going to be broadcasting the show on Discord as well every day now. So check all of that out. Thank you, Janice. But Trump. Could Trump save the day? Maybe. It's not clear legally if he can. It's not clear. Trump, under the legislation, and I've got the legislation right here. The president is able to extend, thank you, Janice. The president is able to extend or I should say delay the ban for 270 days. Not 270 days, for 90 days. The problem is it's not clear if Trump will be able to do that legally. The ban goes into place on Sunday. Trump does not become president until Monday. The legislation lets Trump, or lets the president, I should say, delay the ban for 90 days. The problem is, if the ban's already in place, it's not clear that he can therefore do it, right? The legislation talks about extending the deadline. In other words, instead of the deadline being next Sunday, the president can extend it 90 days. Once the deadline passes, arguably, a friend of mine who's a lawyer who worked at the U.S. government told me he read the legislation and said that extension is to extend the deadline. Once the deadline passes, that extension doesn't matter because the extension is to extend Sunday's deadline. Once the ban hits on Sunday, it's done, right? You can't extend a deadline that's already passed. So he's not convinced that Trump actually has the power to put this off for 90 days. Maybe he does. I mean, it was a good argument. I mean, again, my friend of mine's, a government lawyer. But we don't know, guys. There is so much confusion about this. Again, like I've said before, if I were, working for TikTok, I wish I were sometimes, they need to tell people what the hell is going on, right? I mean, what the hell's going on? What's going to happen to our subscriptions? For example, people who are generously giving me money with subscriptions, right? What about people who are buying gifts and during the lives? Let's pretend we're still able to do the lives, right? Don't those gifts go through if you're using your iPhone, those gifts go through the App Store when you buy the money. Can the App Store process money for an app that's been banned, right? I mean, can the App Store process your monthly subscription to me if the app itself has been banned? I mean, TikTok has got to get ahead of this and tell people what the hell's going on. Thank you, Succeed. It's very, very, very confusing. No, everything is sort of up for grab. Trump issuing an executive order? No. No. This is a federal law. The only way around this law is 2 ways. Thank you, Dora, for the gift. There's 2 ways around this law. 3 ways, I guess. TikTok sells itself, and it meets the terms of the legislation. Or 2, the president certifies it's going to damage me horrifically. I make 80% of my money on TikTok, my income. I'm screwed if this gets banned. Absolutely screwed. Absolutely screwed. I mean, absolutely effed. It's not even funny how screwed I am if TikTok gets banned. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's an absolute disaster. Thank you, Randy Fred, which, by the way, please keep the gifts coming because I'm not kidding. This is like an absolute disaster. What were we saying with this? Oh yeah, Trump. So as I said, I don't know whether he's got the power to postpone this. I don't know. TikTok's not telling us anything. We don't know if TikTok's going to get banned right away. Thank you, Blue. You're always very generous. I appreciate that. Thank you, Christina, as well. It's a mess, guys. It's a mess. As I said, thank you, Running, for the gift. Do follow me on YouTube. It's John Aravosis DC on YouTube. Thank you, Frank. You can find the link in my profile on TikTok in my description of the show on YouTube. Actually, YouTube, you're already there, aren't you? But follow me on YouTube. Thank you, Bryce. Gunner, here's the problem. Do I think the ban is warranted? The problem is, do you really want me to answer that question on TikTok? Thank you, Flower Lady. Thank you, Frank Thomas. There's no way for me to answer that question on TikTok other than saying I love Big Brother, because TikTok bans people left and right. What am I going to say? Right? I'm just saying, like, no matter what I tell you, there's only one answer I'd be allowed to give on TikTok. So I can't answer that question because I have a nuanced answer, and I don't think TikTok would let me give a nuanced answer on the topic. I really don't. Thank you, Frank Thomas. It is only in the US. Thank you, Wavesicle. Appreciate that. Yeah, blink twice. Exactly. Blink twice if you're under duress. No, it's a mess, guys. It's a real mess. I mean, I'm going to thank you, Chazak. Thank you, Ernie. What I'm afraid I'm going to have to do, that's okay, Noah. I can't expect everybody. I mean, it's actually, you shouldn't be helping anyway if you're a college student. So I appreciate that. The clapper. I mean, the problem is, thank you, Felicia. Thank you, Janice. That was cute. That was cute. The panda. Thank you, Ernie and Funny and Dana. There are so many other apps, which is also part of what's confusing with all of this. I mean, I've already got several things I'm using. Thank you, Dennis. I stream on YouTube. I stream on TikTok. We raise money by having people subscribe on TikTok, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Ko-fi, subscribe on Discord, right? It's very confusing. And I've got a Substack going, which I'm starting again. So I'm writing my Substack once a week at least, free, but letting people pay if they want. The problem is that's a lot of different things, and I think it's confusing for people. Ko-fi, I've got Ko-fi too. It's very confusing for people. I'm just not sure. What I mean is, I'm not sure I want to start Clapper or some other service. I worry that that's like a whole. I just worry about that. I worry about starting on yet another service. You know what I mean? I mean, how many of these can we do? I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, I may have to. Thank you, Zabi. I may have to. Subscribe to that service. Well, there's a couple things. This is what's a pain too. If I use Substack to connect to Discord, then I've got to pay $50 a month to connect Substack to Discord. If I want to stream to multiple other services, I don't even know what the other one, whatever, Instagram or whatever the hell, then I've got to subscribe another $50 to $80 a month. I mean, that's the problem too. It gets very, anyway, this is stressing me out, guys. It's really stressing me out. I don't trust Forbes, Raggedy. I mean, yeah, don't trust Forbes. Forbes isn't a good publication anymore. Thank you, Jennifer, for the gift membership. Eve Killer. Oh, that's nice. Or Eve Kyler. I say Killer. Eve got it. That was nice. Thanks, Jennifer. Well, I do stress because, like I said, guys, this is like 80% of my income probably comes via TikTok. This is literally my job. I mean, VPN, here's the problem with VPN. I looked at VPNs. Anybody who doesn't know, VPNs are a way of masking your IP address, making it look like you're in another country. Here's the problem. And I was talking to Callum about this. What good does the VPN do? I'm logged into the American App Store, right? When I go abroad, I'm not using a different app store. I'm still connected to the American App Store. I'd have to change my VPN and change my app store. Guess what that does? That wipes out all of my American apps, and I'd have to download Canadian apps, right? What does that do to my banking? What is it? All that crap. It would be. I'm not convinced it would work. I'm really not. You know, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not convinced the VPN thing might work, but I'm not sure what it actually does. This is a mess, guys. It really is, unfortunately, but it's a real mess. I don't think this thing is doing anything. I don't think this is doing anything. Hold on. I'm going to actually, I was trying to do something on Discord, and now I'm not convinced. Thank you for the gift there. I'm not convinced. Let me shut this off, end the event. I was trying to start an event on Discord, but I was afraid it's not going to let me do, hang on. Doing my show here today, at least trying. Let me start the stage and see if it lets me do video on here. All right. It does let me do video here. All right. Hey, Janie. Actually, let me just see. Can you guys hear me on Discord? Discord people, can you hear me? I want to make sure the Discord people can hear me. I've decided to go live on, you can, good, okay. I've decided to go live on Discord as well, since we're about to lose, wait, let me get this thing deleted here. Hold on a second. Cancel all events, daily news update. Okay, I've got to change that one. All right, hey Discordy. Oh good, the Discord people are here today. Well, I've decided I'm going to be going live on Discord as well, because since I'm losing YouTube, we're going to start to get you guys used to being on Discord as well. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, good, Discord people. I'm glad you're there. At first, I wasn't sure that I was actually, I was afraid I was losing you guys, so that's good. In any case, so where are we? I don't even know where we are with this. It's upsetting me. It's upsetting me. Yeah. So guys, we may be going, TikTok may be dead next weekend. Again, it may be dead next weekend, or it may be starting to die. That's the thing we don't know. We don't know if it's going to be over time or if it's going to be like gone. No, YouTube is still there. I'm going to still be doing YouTube. I just started doing Discord like right now. I don't normally do a daily show on Discord. I'm going to do Discord daily shows as well at the same time as I do this, so that I sort of get folks used to using Discord. I'm going to definitely start using Discord more as well. We'll start doing maybe more hangouts during the day too, because I need to start sending people to places that are safe. It's really screwed up, because literally I'd have to go through and figure out how much, but at least half of my income comes from my TikTok videos, I would say. You're losing YouTube instead of, I said I'm losing YouTube. Sorry about that. I'm not, that's what you said. No, I'm not, YouTube's okay. I'm losing TikTok. Sorry. But I'd say half of my income comes from, the videos I post on TikTok, and TikTok pays you per view. In essence, it's very complicated. Probably half my monthly income comes from that. Then I get gifts. The gifts depend. Some days the gifts are good on TikTok. Some days they're not. YouTube, the gifts are not great. No offense. The paying members are not bad on YouTube and Discord both. Discord, YouTube and TikTok. I've got some Discord paying members as well. I can see some of you are actually here right now. Katie Zerpachi, others. So there's lots of different ways of doing it. Discord already is monetized. Discord, people can already pay if they want on Discord. There's a lot, there's just a lot. There's a lot of different services. This is what's kind of hard. Like when you're a creator nowadays, there's so many services you've got to use that it gets complicated for people to say, well, you can follow me on TikTok, but you can also follow me on Discord or YouTube or Ko-fi, which you can. It's just complicated. Newsgirl does an email sign up and a daily blast. Well, I've got my Substack. I would say people probably should check out my Substack as well. Can I see people on Discord? I'm not looking at their faces, but I'm looking at their accounts right now. Yeah, I can see who's here. We've got Janie, Eternal, Rachel, Timothy, Fred, Carrie, Jeff, Jeffrey, Joshua just dropped in, Katie, Heidi, Lightning, oh, hey, Harvey. Good to see you. Killers and Hans. So yeah, I can at least see the account names of who's here. Ko-fi is ko-fi. You can find the link in my profile. Go to my profile, look for the Linktree link on TikTok, and you'll see Ko-fi is one of the options. It's another way of subscribing, and then you can link it to Discord. But I do think we should people should go to my profiles. I would say joining my Discord community is not a bad idea. I already turned my camera around, blessed. The camera's already been flipped. Pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ash. Isn't my camera already flipped? But following me on Discord hey, Arden, hey, Doug, is not a terrible idea. It's probably not a terrible idea following me on Discord as well. The problem is there's a lot of different services. Now, YouTube is one of the easiest ways, just because I am going to keep broadcasting on YouTube. So, probably not a bad idea. But I think Discord is not a terrible idea because we've had a good community, haven't been using it as much lately. I probably need to start going and hanging out more on Discord, which I will. Thank you, Shane. Doing kind of, oh, hey, Julian, I keep thinking of calling it office hours. I need to do office hour. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Shane, for the gifts. I need to do sort of office hours on Discord more, because one of the things with Discord that's good is, free Discord, everybody can access. Paying Discord, a little more complicated. The TikTok folks can't. That's another thing with TikTok. TikTok's been broken forever, the connection with Discord. And it just broke a couple of years ago, and TikTok's never fixed it, which is really annoying. Very annoying. Substack PC is email newsletters. Kind of blog post. It's a blog with an email component, basically. But the nice part about Substack, I think, is their email newsletters. And even though it's very old world, they become very popular. So I'm doing at least an email a week, Fridays or so. May do more. We'll see. Oh, my crypto strategy, Teddy. That's true. Actually, you're right. You're right. Once we're off of TikTok, it's probably a little safe to talk about it. Well, maybe YouTube, we can do that at some point. We can talk about it at least. Because I'm into crypto stuff, but TikTok really doesn't like it. So TikTok, it's not something you want to talk, and it attracts a lot of fake scammers and stuff. So when you talk about it, sometimes the scammers come and send fake accounts pretending to be me, and it's really, it's one of those things. But I'm fascinated by it. But maybe we'll do a YouTube at some point, or again, not YouTube, something not TikTok where we discuss that topic for fun. Patreon, ha 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 ha. So here's the Patreon question. Actually, I will throw this to you guys. Here's my Patreon conundrum. Now, the best way to do this, right? I do write the way I speak. That's very funny you say that, Carol. I've been told that before, that they go, you write exactly with the same emotion that I talk with. That's very true. That's funny. So Patreon. Oh, Patreon. So I was using Patreon at the beginning, and Patreon is a very nice way. People know how to use it. We'd had almost $2,000 a month, which is amazing. And then Patreon screwed me over. Patreon doesn't like Ukraine creators. They were banning a bunch of people. They threatened to ban me, and I basically moved everybody over to YouTube and everywhere else, and TikTok and everywhere else. Now, the one thing with Patreon is, I think the reason they were banning all of us is they didn't like that we were raising money for the Ukrainians. In my case, my auctions, we were doing fundraisers, but also our auctions, half the money from the auctions, I would give back to Ukraine. They didn't like it, right? Oh, that could be helping the war, this kind of stuff. And frankly, Patreon, I wonder, but thank you, Pam Pam. I wonder, somebody's pulling Patreon strings. Either Patreon is so far to the left, they're a bunch of Marxists or something. Thank you, Considan. Your name is fascinating me. I was going to say Constantine because I'm Greek, but then I realized it's not Constantine on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing, and fill me in on if that is your name or if that's a pseudonym, because I'm fascinated by the name. So the problem I'm having with Patreon is this. I pretty much had to disconnect Discord from Patreon because on Discord, we raise money for Ukraine. I could start to promote Patreon again and I could link it to Discord if we no longer raise money for Ukraine. Now, it's not like a ton of money is coming in for Ukraine, but I would not be able to raise the money on Discord. We'd have to raise it elsewhere, which is very annoying to me. It's very annoying to me. Yeah. So I wouldn't be able to raise money for Ukraine unless it were literally maybe for humanitarian aid, but we wouldn't be able to help the military stuff or anything else anymore. So I'm really trying to debate this because we're not raising a ton for Ukraine now. We used to raise a ton before, but I'm trying to debate, like, at this point, is it worth just no longer donating the money from Discord, and that allows me to focus on Patreon again? Because the thing is, Patreon is one of the easiest things for people. Certainly for Americans. I don't know about Europeans. What about for the rest of you around the world? But for the Americans, people know Patreon. It's not quite PayPal, but people know it. And it's kind of, you kind of want to, thank you, call me. You kind of want to use a service people know. Aussies use it too. What's not worthy, Ash? I'm not sure what you mean. And I'm trying to, I know Annie says Ko-fi is easy. Annie, I think, is the only human being who thinks Ko-fi is easy, but I'm glad you do. Now what Flower Lady says too. Now, one thing with Ko-fi I will say is, at least initially, people were having an issue connecting it to Discord. Now, if I decide to, now Patreon, at least Patreon just connects, which, hey, Jabarino, Patreon just connects, which is nice. I don't know. Patreon sends me the money each month anyway. No, Patreon sends me money each month, Blue Ariel. They do anyway, yeah. Do Ukraine on Discord and do Patreon other stuff? Well, that's what I do, but the problem is Discord is sort of our home base for the community. Like the weekends we hang out on, I will beam TikTok and YouTube too, but Discord is sort of it's sort of our home place, and TikTok, unfortunately, like I said, the connection with Discord doesn't work. For the other services, you subscribe, paying subscriber on YouTube, you can connect to Discord. Ko-fi, Patreon, you could if I reconnect it, but they told me not to. All the other services, you can pretty much, even Substack, I have to pay $50 a month, but I can connect it to Discord. So we can set up our, for the weekend chats where I do it just for the paid subscribers. Discord's sort of a nice place to bring everything together. I don't know. Actually, other countries do have a problem with TikTok, Clem. Romania just threw out their presidential election because the Russians, they say, used TikTok to steal the election. And they literally had to throw out the election. The top court in Romania threw out the presidential election, and they're doing a new one. So, and the European Union is livid about it. It's not just the U.S., so to speak, but the U.S. sort of clamped down first. I don't know. I do know this week I'm going to have to figure all of this out. I know we could just move to Canada. Well, the problem is it's the App Store. The App Store, you're signed in as an American on the App Store, and you'd have it's yeah. The color on Discord looks nice. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. The problem is it's the App Store is the problem, Abby. Yeah. Anyway, guys, let's see as we get closer, anyway. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think Abby hit that by accident, Ash. That would be my guess. I'm going to guess Abby accidentally hit that message repeatedly. Well, there's a different TikTok in China. They have like different videos or something. A small cut of which? Well, YouTube, I do get a cut of the advertising. Yes. I know everybody should move to Canada. Yeah. So just to remind people, what is happening the 19th? We don't really know what's happening. We know that come the 19th, which is next Sunday, the U.S. legislation banning TikTok comes into effect. But it may not ban TikTok right away. From what we know, and again, this is us trying to figure it out because TikTok has not done a very good job telling people what's going on. But from what we know, the TikTok app, the thing we use to watch TikTok on our phones and our iPads, absolutely positively, Abby, next Sunday, it's banned. Currently, as it currently stands, TikTok is banned next Sunday, but it's the app that's banned. TikTok would have to be removed from the Apple App Store and from the Google App Store. But, and this again, we're trying to figure this out. We think what that means is if you've already got the app on your phone or your iPad, you can still get on TikTok for now. If you get a new phone and you need to download the TikTok app, forget it. You won't be able to. It's not going to be on the store. If after a month or two, your iPhone updates and now your TikTok app is no longer compatible and there needs to be an update to the TikTok app, you can't get it. You won't be able to get any updates. So for a while, the TikTok app should still work, we think. But at some point, it's going to stop working. And then we're in trouble. Or if you get a new phone and you need to download the app, you could be in trouble, right? So that's the first thing. We don't know if this Sunday we just get banned. Maybe we don't, all of us. Maybe everything still is normal. TikTok accessed via a desktop computer, which dog named Ellie just asked. In principle, that should work, right? You can access TikTok videos via the TikTok website. I can't post videos very easily that way. I mean, I'd have to record them on my. I can. It's not easy, but I could post videos via the website. It's not easy. I can't go live via TikTok's website. I would have to again subscribe to an outside app to then try to go live on TikTok, and it might work. It might work. Life just gets very complicated by next Sunday. But the concern is, it is possible next Sunday we lose total access to TikTok. It's possible next Sunday nothing changes other than TikTok app disappears from the App Store for Google and Apple in America, and the app works, but at some point the app no longer works because it needs an update and we can't get an update. That's what we think. Also, it's possible Donald Trump can delay this. The legislation lets the president delay the ban for 90 days. But I am a lawyer, but I also talked to a friend of mine who was a lawyer for the US government. So he really knows government law. And he read the law and he wasn't so sure. He said from his reading of the law, he thinks the extension was the extension of the initial period before the ban goes into place. The law got passed 61 days ago or something like that. Or now it's only 6 days away. Yeah, 664 days, whatever. And it said in 270 days, TikTok will be banned if TikTok doesn't sell itself to an American or somebody who isn't Chinese or whatever. The law also said the president at any time before the ban kicks off, before the 270 days runs out, can extend for another 90 days. The problem is come Saturday, the 270 days is up. The ban goes into place. It's not clear the legislation lets Trump kick the ball down the road 90 more days because the ban will already be in effect. The legislation says you can postpone the ban 90 days, but by the time Trump is president, the ban will already be in effect. How do you postpone something that already happened, right? So it's not clear from the legislation that Trump can postpone this. We read it, and I mean, Matt and I disagreed, but he's the one who's been a government lawyer for 20 or 25 years. He thinks his read of the law was, no. Trump could try to get Republicans in Congress to repeal the ban with some Democrats. Will they? Maybe. Keep in mind, Republicans and Democrats are pretty unified in really not liking the Chinese Communist Party. They really don't like China. Trump was able to get Republicans to change their mind about Russia, right? Russia hates us, but Trump has gotten the Republicans to like Russia anyway. Can he do that with China? Can Trump really convince the Republicans to give China a pass on TikTok? I mean, Trump has a lot of power with Republicans. This would be a very interesting test because Republicans hate China. They do. I mean, because of the communist Chinese thing, they really don't like China. So I don't know whether Trump could pull this off, but I think that's the next move of what Trump would do as well. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Biden could postpone this. Biden can't stop it. Biden could postpone it 90 days, but Biden was on board with the legislation. So Biden probably won't postpone it. Now he could. Now one thing Biden could do, the problem is there'd have to be some Democrats weighing in. Biden could say, look, Trump is coming. If, for example, if Trump were a Democrat and he and Biden were playing nice, Biden, it would not be unreasonable for Biden to say, look, I support the legislation. I support the ban. There's a new president coming in. The ban goes into effect the day before the new president. I will delay this a week for the new president to come in and he can decide if he wants to delay 90 days. Right. So I could see Biden potentially saying, you know what, we're going to delay this a week. I've got the leeway in the law to delay 90 days. I'm going to delay 7 days or 14 days to give Trump a chance to decide if he wants to delay further because there's too much turmoil, banning and unbanning and all of that. That's possible. The question isn't Biden doing it to help Trump. The question would be Biden doing it to help us. The problem is I don't think there's been enough of a groundswell of outrage about TikTok getting banned yet. You know, I mean, again, and I'm very divided on this because I understand the national security concerns, but it also is my way of making a living, which is really pissing me off, you know? So yeah. Anyway. Oh God. Thorin? What is that? Blah, blah. Who is Thorin? It's really, you know, this is that mug that I forget who is. Are you still out there? The woman out there whose daughter designed the mug for me in class. 13-year-old girl, I believe, designed the pattern on her computer, and then they get them printed, which is really cute. So, oh, the bill passed. Oh well, I mean, the initial bill passed 270 days ago. Thorin's the wood chopping guy. It's funny you say. I know exactly who that is. That's very funny. That's very funny. I know that's what we said. We could sell those mugs like no problem. Well, I didn't know his name, blah, blah. I know who he is. Do I believe TikTok's concerns? TikTok's concerns? Oh, the TikTok concerns. Let me quote, oh my God, I'm forgetting her name. She's fabulous. California, internet expert, lady, journalist, probably the most famous sort of internet journalist. Help me out here, guys. I'm totally spacing out. Lesbian, dark black glasses, fabulous. Help me out. Somebody knows who I'm talking about. Oh my God, totally forgetting her name. Swisher, Kara Swisher. Thank you. Thanks, Neil. Kara Swisher, who's again, probably the most famous, like sort of internet journalist, expert on the zeitgeist of the internet and all of that. Kara Swisher, like I saw her maybe a year ago talking about TikTok, and she was asked about this. And she said a couple things. She said, you know, years ago, people told her, or her kid, you really ought to get on TikTok. You should check it up. She goes, I did, but I got a burner phone to do it because she was worried about having a Chinese app on her phone with all the work she does. That was the first thing. Thank you, Addie. Second thing, she said, okay, the concern is raised that they say, you know, the Communist Party in China will go and track your information and maybe bug my phone or whatever, right? Thank you, Disco. And she said, do I think, and she may have said this at Georgetown, I don't recall now, I think, or it was on TV. She said, do I think the Chinese Communist Party is using TikTok to spy on people and to bug them or whatever? She said, no. She said, do I think the Communist Party in China would do this? And if they did, would TikTok comply? And she said, yes, in a minute. And she said, that's my concern. She said, I don't think they're using it for nefarious purposes. I absolutely think they would if they saw it to their advantage come the next election or whatever. And I thought that was really the most interesting sort of smart approach of anybody approaching this, admitting just that, saying, I don't think they're doing this. But she does worry about the Communist Party of it being a Chinese company. Now, thank you, Rocket, for the gifts. What people are saying on TikTok right now is, the ship has sailed, or the horse has left the barn in terms of online privacy, right? Right. I mean, we've already given away so much of our privacy. I mean, when we go to the store, we've got, my grocery store now, all of us, right? The sales at our grocery store, we have to scan our little thing. Well, that's so that they can keep databases of all of the things we buy. They now know all the stuff we buy. Hell, they may even keep databases of our prescription drugs. I don't even know. But that's sort of the problem with all of this is we've already given away our privacy, especially Americans. The Europeans have got some privacy protections, much more than we do. Americans, we've got like no privacy protections for any of this. So, Thank you, Randy. Now, I will say this. The concern with TikTok or any of these services is what happened in Romania. What reportedly happened in Romania, which is it's not just a matter of violating your privacy or whatever. It's could a bad country that owns could a dictatorship, if a social media company is hosted in a dictatorship, owned by a company from a dictatorship, could that dictatorship use the social media company to try to throw an American election? Let me get my dog some water. 1 second. Hello, dog. All righty. There you go. So that's the concern. Could a social media company that is from a dictatorship be forced by that dictatorship to impact an election? Could they change their algorithm? Right. I mean, and frankly, to some degree, Elon Musk has already been doing this on TikTok. I mean, on YouTube, excuse me, on TikTok, on Twitter. Elon Musk is already doing it. He's clearly changed things to get much more extreme views out there, right? Sort of the pro-fascist views and a lot of things he's been doing. And the concern is, could an enemy of America do the same thing? Yes, they could. So it's not just a matter of the privacy issue. That's one concern, but that's not the big concern that comes up with TikTok. That's a concern that comes up with TikTok. But oh man, it's crazy. I mean, this is very upsetting, because the thing too is it's hard enough to do this and make a living. I mean, I've been trying to make a living on my own, doing like this kind of stuff for 20 years now. I started a political blog back in 2004, 2005. I forget exactly when, and have for the last 20 years been doing like online work, trying to raise money with just this subscriptions, donations, etc. And it's not easy, and it changes every couple of years, which is hard too. Like the media changes, and all of a sudden, you were making money and now you're not. The blogs were doing well. The blogs aren't doing well. Online advertising was working great. Then it wasn't. And this is another example. Like TikTok is working the best for me, and now TikTok may go away. It's like, Jesus Christ. Thank you, Janice, for the gift. Thank you, Randy. It is a lot of fun working online, meaning it's a lot of fun being able to, I love this. I mean, I love being able to broadcast around the world. I like being able to share my views. I like the interaction, because when I was doing the blog, I could go into the comments, but the comments weren't real time. I would go and read comments people left over the last day or so. With you guys, it's like you're right here, right now. Oh, thank you, Addie, for the gift. And it's a lot of fun, come on in, Sash. It's a lot of fun. But let's see. Oh, well. Anyway. Thank you. Be kind. That's sweet of you. Anyway. All right. Well, actually, Vincent, as I just said, the reason they're banning TikTok. Oh, thank you, Carol. We're doing the dragon. The reason they're banning TikTok is because they are concerned that TikTok is a Chinese company, and that the Communist Party of China could very well tell TikTok what to do in an American election or otherwise. So I'm going to show once again. I just wanted to show people briefly. So this is just to show people. This is what to show the rest of you. This is the one gift that I keep making the funny show with my mouth. It's a big dragon face, and if you turn your face to the side and open your mouth, it shoots flames out of your mouth. So that's why on YouTube and Discord you keep seeing me turn and go, which looks very weird. But TikTok does have fun gifts, I will say. They are fun on the gift. The dragon is a lot of fun. Thank you, Carol. Anyway. Well, you don't need to turn your head. I thought you did, but except that when I turn my head, you can see it more. If I'm forward, you don't always, it's harder to tell what's going on sometimes, Anyway, so do follow me, guys. Otherwise, I will still be on YouTube. I will still be on Discord. If you're on TikTok, go and follow me now elsewhere just to be safe, right? Go to my profile, click the Linktree link. Definitely follow me on YouTube for starters, because that's like my number one place where I do the show. Certainly every night. That's the biggest, that's sort of the most important platform. And then we kind of go from there. All right. So Without the graphics, yeah, it is fun, right? Without all the gifts, you mean? Blah blah, yeah. So let's do our Ukraine news. All right, since we spent a lot on TikTok. Oh my God, we've been doing an hour talking about TikTok. Holy crap! I didn't realize we went that long. Wow, wow. I mean, it's a big topic. What do you do? Thank you, Timothy. Thank you, Chatty. But wow, wow. Well, I don't know what happens to the subscriptions, Flower Lady. That's another question. I don't know. I would say if you could wait a few days. Uh, it's another dragon face over on TikTok. If you could wait a few days, let's see, because I still think Trump may come and fix something, at least temporarily. Um, you know, so maybe don't cancel the TikTok subscriptions yet. The only thing I would say is if you want to cancel a TikTok subscription, that's fine, but please resubscribe somewhere else. like please resubscribe on YouTube if in that case, please. Because at least that way, I'm just afraid of everyone unsubscribing and then not coming back, which would just be an added disaster. So if you can, but yeah, it's not a terrible idea. The thing is, I would maybe wait. Let's wait and see what's happening with TikTok, because as I said, the legislation may go into force on Sunday, and Monday Trump may pause it. He may. I have a feeling Trump is, because he's got a huge donor that convinced him to change his mind, which means money's involved. And Trump has already said Trump is convinced that TikTok helped him win the election because all the young people on TikTok. So I think Trump is going to do everything he can to stop the law from going forward. Thank you, Dog, and Dog in the Belly. And I also think, honestly, what he'll probably do is he's going to try, at least. Cute Gunther, I did see your comment. I think Trump is going to try to use the debt ceiling or other sort of must-pass legislation to try to add a repeal of the TikTok ban. That's my guess. Or even better, you know what you could do? This I used to work in the U.S. Senate, and one of the ways. Okay, for example, this is really smart. You always, for example, if Trump is trying to get Congress to repeal the TikTok ban, he wants to be careful because he's got a lot of Republicans who don't like China, and they don't want to look like they're voting in favor of helping China, right? So if they repeal the ban, they get into trouble with their constituents. Why did you help China? Blah, blah, blah. Well, one thing they could do, and I'm frankly surprised they didn't, because typically legislation like the ban they passed typically has a provision in it for national security or something that basically says the president has the power, if he certifies that it is necessary for whatever, national security or whatever reason, he has the power to overrule the legislation or something like that. And Trump could, rather than getting the TikTok ban repealed, which takes, thank you, KT, for the Paddington hat, which requires Congress doing China a favor, so to speak. They could pass legislation that gives the president the power to suspend the ban or indefinitely if he deems it in the American national interest, right? Because now you're not passing legislation stopping the ban. You're not passing legislation repealing the ban. You're passing the legislation empowering Donald Trump. You're a Republican. You're giving Donald Trump the power to finesse the ban based on national security or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like it's one of those, you want to give members of Congress a plausible deniability. You want to give them an out. So when a constituent complains, they say, "Oh no, I didn't vote to repeal the ban. I actually voted in favor of the ban. And I voted in favor of giving Donald Trump all the tools he wanted to implement the ban the best way possible," right? Donald Trump asked us to pass legislation giving him more power with the ban, and I did. And then the constituent goes, "Oh, okay, thank you," right? So that could be possible. That could be possible. Well, that's exactly the point, Gunther. You would put that language in so that Trump could kill the law. But he would do it in a way that you'd have deniability as a member of Congress. You could say, "I didn't vote to kill the TikTok ban. I actually voted in favor of the TikTok ban, but I gave Trump the power to I don't know, finesse the ban. I gave Trump the power he asked for to take national security into account, whatever the hell. But I didn't ban it. It was Trump who decided to get rid of the ban, right? I voted for the ban. Trump got rid of it. And the constituents don't know any better. They go, oh. So yeah, there's a way around this. And they may just do that. Again, Republicans are a bit of a, thank you, Kay. Thank you, user 336. Good to see you. Republicans typically do listen to Trump. Although on China, maybe not, but they may come around. It's a mess. It's a real mess. I mean, but correct. Trump does not get sworn in until Monday, so nothing can happen until then. The TikTok ban goes into place on Sunday, this coming Sunday. But as I said, it's possible nothing happens. Now, I know what I was going to say. There's one other thing. Sorry, today kind of is TikTok day, but that's okay. Democrats and Republicans both initiated the TikTok ban law. It was, oh God, was it like 395 votes in Congress in favor or something? It was a crazy number. I'm trying to think. Well, here's the problem. They added it to other legislation, actually. So it's hard to quantify what the votes were, but Democrats and Republicans were pretty unified in supporting it. Guys, it was bipartisan. Even Trump tried to ban TikTok 3 times when he was president. He then met with a top TikTok investor and changed his mind because, of course, he met with the investor, and the investor is a billionaire, and, right, money speaks. But Republicans and Democrats both wanted to ban TikTok. This was not controversial, so to speak. Anyway, let's do a little bit of the rest of the news. We don't have to do a ton of news, but I didn't mind today being TikTok discussion day because why not? But let me cover a little bit of other. Oh, so here's kind of a point. So one of the sort of big stories you might see in the news today. A number of Russian oil tankers are kind of stuck in the water, like off of China and elsewhere, because Biden put new sanctions on Russian oil. And the sanctions have made it like really difficult for a number of Russian oil tankers to sell their oil. Why? Like, what? Right? Today, or I should not today, but a couple days ago, Biden did this with 1 week to go in his term. Ukraine's been at war for 3 years with Russia, practically. And Biden waited until this week to do this? Like, why? No, not better late than never, Robert. Really, I'm going to disagree with you on this one. Donald Trump is just going to change it next week. Donald Trump can come into power and immediately lift the ban on the oil stuff. Why the hell did Biden do it now? Biden should have done this 2 years ago, 3 years ago. That's my concern, is he's doing it now knowing that Trump could reverse the whole thing next week. Exactly. He sat on it for years. Really, I mean, it just kind of pisses me off. I'm sorry, but again, it's another one of those Biden, and apparently huge impact. A number of Russian oil tankers are literally sitting there like stuck because nobody, even China, can't take their oil because we finally figured out how to it's like, come on, guys, Ukraine captured 2 North Korean prisoners of war. There are, the Ukrainians say one of the prisoners of war wants to go back to North Korea. Another one supposedly wants to stay in Ukraine. South Korean's government said that neither soldier wants to go to South Korea, but that doesn't contradict Ukraine saying one of the soldiers wants to go to Ukraine. So we don't know, but supposedly one of them wants to go to Ukraine. There was an interesting story in Politico of the Ukrainians saying, look, enough of these stories talking about how the North Korean troops aren't well trained and everything. They said the Ukrainians are saying these guys are very well trained. They're very good troops. They've also been told to kill themselves rather than get captured, and they are, which shows a hell of a lot of commitment if you're willing to kill yourself in order to avoid being captured. So they've also been doing where like one soldier will go and run around to one North Korean troop in order to like have a drone follow him, and then the other soldiers will come and try to shoot down the drone, sometimes successfully. So they've said that actually the North Korean troops have been quite impressive in a way. I mean, the Ukrainians said, stop trying to claim they're no big deal. There is a concern with them. What else we got here? Russia's energy giant. So a big Russian oil company, energy company, Gazprom, is planning for major layoffs as the European market shrinks That's good news overall because it's again suggests problems with the Russian economy, which is great. What else we got here? I'm just trying to get you stuff that really matters here. The Bryansk chemical plant, a Russian chemical plant, was hit in an aerial attack. The plant produces gunpowder and explosives and is a key enterprise of the Russian military. Lithuania is going to deliver 4,500 drones to Ukraine this week. They were supposed to be delivered earlier, but a bureaucratic snafu held it up. And Germany announced the first deliveries of the promised RCH-155 self-propelled howitzers, which is a good thing as well. I mean, there's some other news I'm not going to get into. Anyway, so let's hang out and let's talk. I will move this down again. I think my back is feeling better though, slowly and surely. I have a pinched nerve that I had to get some nasty steroid injections in my back for, but it's hanging in there. It's not so bad. Do I think the ban will happen at this point? Yes. Yes, I do. The cake was to die for. I made a cake on Friday for a party this weekend, and I have to admit, I was worried. It was a Belarusian Christmas cake or Polish Christmas cake called like piernik. I think it also can be perniak or piarnik. There's like different names, whatever. It was shockingly good. It's a gingerbread cake. Oh my God. I mean, like, I was very worried. It was shockingly good. Absolutely shockingly good. It's a gingerbread cake, but it ended up being a little too thick. But because it was thick, it was moist and rich. I put layers of cream cheese filling, and then the top has a chocolate ganache, which is melted good chocolate with cream, and you pour it over the top and it hardens up. Oh my God. Oh my God. I have the recipe, Digital Micah. The thing is, it was kind of an iffy recipe because the cake collapsed on me, but I just said, screw it. I cooked it a little longer in the oven until the toothpick came out clean, even in the collapsed part, turned it upside down so you couldn't see the collapse. The cake they claim is fluffy. This was not fluffy. This was a thick, moist cake, like very almost. The funny part is because it was so thick, because it collapsed, it tasted chocolatey. It made you think it was a rich chocolate goo. It was totally cooked. Oh my God. I cannot tell you how good this cake, very dense. I cannot tell you how good this cake was. Oh my God. I know, baking with John, exactly. No, I was shocked. Lebkuchen. It's yeah, I mean, it's an Eastern European cake. Oh, thank you, Leia. With the microphone. Those microphones are hilarious. Oh, there's it's microphones, but there's also like camera flashes going off. That was really cute. That was very cute. Thank you for that. The it's it's Eastern European cake that is gingerbread. It is usually made, we're going to do cooking now. It's usually made with layers of jam, of jelly, of preserves or whatever between, but you can use cream cheese. And I was like, screw it, I'm going to put jam. How boring to put jam in your cake, right? I was like, if you can use cream cheese. So I found a simple recipe online for cream cheese. You know, it's cream cheese, egg, vanilla, and you put layers of that as the filling, and then on the top you pour the chocolate ganache, which is like a chocolate frosting, but it's like a chocolate coating. Oh my God. As I said, it's supposed to fluff up more, which makes me suspicious of the recipe. It's totally supposed to fluff up more. So and again, the recipe collapsed on me, which made me very suspicious. So I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about the recipe. Not quite a trifle though, because it literally is a cake. It's a cake that you slice in three, and it's a layer cake. You simply make layers. Oh, I see, a trifle because of the fruit maybe, but yeah. Yeah, the ganache was difficult. I found the chocolate very difficult. Because if it's too loose, it goes everywhere. If it's too thick, which happened to me, it doesn't pour over well enough, but still it was oh my God, it was very good. No, it was, but again, because it collapsed on me, I'm a little suspicious. My thinking is I did a big square pan and it called for a loaf pan, but it called for a huge loaf pan, like 13 inches by 4 inches. And I'm like, who the hell owns that? So I think because a longer loaf pan would have cooked better is my guess. My guess, at least. Who knows? Anyway, I will post the recipe on in Discord. We've got a food section. I'll post the recipe there. Is TikTok gone? Maybe. It might be. I still think Trump is going to try to save it. But it's at this point, I think the ban goes into effect on Sunday at this point, and then we see. It is possible the ban has no immediate impact. It's possible Trump will delay it for 90 days. It's just not 100% clear. It's not 100% clear. So, hang on a second. I'm going to post the recipe right now. And I am putting hang on. I'm just posting it with my comments as well so that you guys will know what it is. Hold on. Okay, on Discord, I'm disappearing and I'll come back in a minute. Hang on, because I'm going to step out here. So I'm going to put it in the food recipe section. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to reply to here we go, my own thing. Oh, that's weird. Oh, what's it doing? Don't do that. It's doing don't do that. Hang on. Let me try this. I'm trying to copy and paste, and it's doing this as like an attachment, which is the funniest thing. Do not do this as an attachment. Oh my God, why are you doing this as an image? I guess I can post it as an image. A little weird, but okay. All right, it posted the recipe. Oh my God, what is it doing? What is it doing? Evil little recipe. Hold on. It's posting it like as an image, and I'm just trying to post the text of the recipe here. Paste. I don't know what it's doing. It's not letting me post the text, and I have no idea why. Arg. Arg. Hang on. Let's try one more. This should just work. What is this doing? Trying this again in TikTok, in Discord. Paste. Yeah. But why is it posting it as a thing? I have no idea why it's doing this. For some reason, it's just not letting me post the damn recipe. This is really pissing me off. This is seriously pissing me off. I don't know what's going on Discord. I don't know why the hell it's doing this. You know what I'll do? I'm going to save. This is so ridiculous. All right, I'm going to save a PDF. I will save this as a PDF. All right. What is this? PDF. Save as PDF. Here we go. All right. Oh yeah, we can put it under you. Piernik. I'll put it under documents. Let's try that. All right, we're going to try this instead. Let me see if I can. I don't even know if I can attach a PDF. Can I? Let's see. Upload file. Sorry, guys, trying to get my recipe up. Now that you guys like inspired me here, I'm looking for my recipe thing. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, documents. Here it is. Okay. All right, let's try that now. All right. It looks like a total. All right. Oh God, it's trying to save it. That's fine. You know what? It should work. Check it out. It's like it's a pain in the ass. It's a PDF. I don't know. All right. I give up now. This is making it way too hard. Anyway, I posted it as a PDF. Of course, it's going to look like some kind of spam thing or something. I wouldn't mind saving it as a JPEG. I don't think there is any way to do that. Actually, I could try to save as a text file. Last thing I'm going to try here is saving as a text file. And then I promise I'll leave you guys alone here. Plain text. Piernik. Documents. Boom. All right. Okay. That's fine. All right. Let me try last little thing here. Sorry, guys. Oops. Come on. Don't be a pain. Discord makes things very hard. Oh my God, get this thing out of the way. There it is. What happened there? It took me out of the food thing. Oh my God, I'm going to like hit somebody here. Dear Lord. There it is. All right, last little thing. I'm going to do a reply to this with text, and let's see if it lets me do the text. And if not, then I'm going to just not worry about this anymore. Well, not worry about it for now. but it is ticking me off a little bit. Open recent Piernik. Okay. Okay. Well, there's the text file. Let's see if it lets me put the text file, but I'm thinking it's going to do the same weirdness. No. God damn it. All right. I don't know why. It's attaching this and I don't know what it's doing. It won't let me paste the text. It's treating it as though it's an image file or something, and I have no idea why. I've never had it do this for me before on Discord. It's doing some weird on Discord. Okay, I give up now. I give up. All right, I've tried. I posted the recipe as a PDF. You can check it out. All right, I give up. I give up. No more. Trying to be good. I'm trying to be good and I'm being punished for it. All right, whatever. Anyway, all right, I'm back in the after party. Am I? There we are. Okay, am I back to the after party, people? All right. All right. Anyway, oh my God, that was too hard. All right, that was way too hard. I tried. It keeps changing it to the PDF will work, but it keeps changing it to a stupid image file, and I don't quite know why. I mean, I could do it on my phone. Actually, maybe I'll do that. I think I will sort of send it to my phone. That's not a terrible idea. That is not a terrible idea. That will probably work okay. Actually, can I text it to my phone? All right, last little thing I'm going to try here. I'm going to text it to my phone. I'm going to try that now. All right, last little thing. Any case, all right. Oh, I can't while my phone is, well, I can try it here. Topic of the TikTok ban, go for it, Stang. Go for it. Another TikTok ban question. Do we know the Supreme Court will decide? That's a very good question. We don't. Supreme Court typically takes a couple months to decide. They could decide any day now because it's important and it's on a deadline. I will say that generally speaking, all the experts, including me, thought that it was an absolute disaster. The court appearance, that basically the Supreme Court hated TikTok, that every justice hated TikTok, and no one thinks TikTok has a snowball's chance in hell of winning the case in the Supreme Court. Now, one possibility, if the court was being nice, is they could say, okay, we're not going to be able to reach our decision for a few weeks. The TikTok ban goes into place January 19th. Because we are still reaching a decision and the ban is such a serious thing to have happen, we don't want the ban to go into place until we issue our decision. Now, it's also possible that the court already knows. They may have already polled their members and it's 9-0 or 8-1 against TikTok. So if the court already knows TikTok's going to lose, but the court also knows they're not going to have their decision ready for a month, they may not postpone the law, because the court can order a stay and say the law, we're going to stay the law, not let it get implemented pending our decision for a month or two. But if they know the decision is going to be against TikTok, why delay the law? So that may happen too. It's as I said, that is another possibility that isn't totally clear. Okay, here we go. All right, reply. And now I'm going to try to put the recipe here. Recipe's too long. Are you fucking kidding me? God damn fucking TikTok. Discord. Oh my God. All right, well, I've got one last idea here. Oh my God. Belarusian gingerbread. Oh my God. See, I'm still, but again, as I said, it could collapse. It collapsed on me. So, all right, I'm actually going to try something here. That's a PDF though. I don't want it to be a PDF. I want an image. Yeah, this isn't going to work. It's still doing the PDF problem. Well, I guess I could grab it as an image. Let's do that. 3 images. 1 cup milk. Carefully pour the batter into the loaf pan. Hello. Okay. Do you hate me? Do you really hate me? Now that I'm trying to get my iPad, like my iPad's freezing. The PDF's fine. Okay, that's fine. Because my iPad's literally freezing now as I'm trying to copy this recipe over for you guys. Yeah, I give up. I give up on that freaking recipe. The PDF should work. It's a pain, but it should work. Ay, ay, ay. Discord's hating me a little bit today, too, clearly. Anyway. Ay, 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 ay. Honestly, no good deed. Honest to God. So what else? No, the PDF is fine. It was the actual text. I'd have to cut the text in half, which honestly I can do, but it's a little bit too much right now. Yeah, I'm going to do it after the show. Again, the PDF's there. If the PDF works, somebody go and click the PDF. The PDF should work. The problem is the PDF looks like, you look at it and go, what the hell is that? It looks like a virus, but it should be fine. Anyway. Anyway. PDF worked for you? Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Well, I mean, the problem is the legislation says the app's got to be sold. So, so Stang, I'm not really sure what you're suggesting. But that's correct. They don't want to sell the algorithm. That's the problem, right? They could sell the American portion, but they don't want to sell the guts of the app that tells you how to do stuff and everything. Like tells them how it actually works, like how it picks which videos to show you and that kind of stuff. They don't want to sell that because that's like that's the money, So yeah, no. Anyway, what is happening Wednesday? I don't know what's happening Wednesday. Something happening Wednesday? I don't know. What's happening Wednesday? What am I missing? Okay, good, flying medic. That's good. Yep. Anyway, you have a meeting Wednesday? They go back for the opinion. The court doesn't do that way. The court just issues their ruling. They don't actually come back for the opinion. Let me see. Typically the court doesn't say. I mean, right. Maybe the decision comes out on a Wednesday, but the court doesn't say when the decision's coming out. That's that like never happens. Let me just see this. TikTok Supreme Court. Oh, well, that's Forbes again. Guys, don't trust Forbes. They're not a real publication. Let me see what it's saying here, but maybe let me see here. Let me see. Supreme Court could rule on TikTok's face as soon as Wednesday. Why are they saying it, though? I'm going to guess bullshit. I'm going to guess that's a bullshit thing they just told you. Okay. As I said, that story from Forbes was bullshit. Listen to this. This is what pisses me off about Forbes is not a real publication anymore. While it's still uncertain whether the TikTok ban will be released on Wednesday, the court has signaled it would like to rule quickly. Okay, then why do you think it's going to be Wednesday? There's literally nothing here for why they think it's going to be Wednesday. What? I mean, where the hell did they just make that up? I think they made it up, guys. Like I said, Wednesday's the next day that they release opinions. So that's why they said, oh, it could be Wednesday. And then they create a news story that makes everybody think, oh my God, it could be Wednesday. Hold on. Well, it's unclear. Yeah, the court has announced it will release opinions in pending cases on Wednesday, which could include a ruling on TikTok. Okay, so yeah, the court simply said it's releasing some decisions on Wednesday. Okay, that's fine. That is not necessarily the court is signaling that it's going to be Wednesday. No. It could be, but no. Having said that, the court could do this quickly. The problem is, these opinions are usually 60 pages long or 100 pages long or whatever the hell they are. You don't want to rush something like that. You want to get it right. And to get all the other justices to sign on, they typically have to read it. Their staff has to read it. They have to give their opinion of, oh, I'd like to change this. I'd like to change that. It can take a while. I'd be very surprised if they could get it done this quickly, but maybe they can. Maybe. The problem is, I think the Supreme Court is going to literally come against TikTok 8-1 or 9-0. I think they're going to totally destroy TikTok in the Supreme Court. So let's see. But I don't think that's going to be very good for TikTok. So we will see. The Russians are slowly capturing territories. I mean, we knew that already, Epidemic. The Russians have been slowly capturing territories for a while now, and it's very slow. It's going to take the Russians 50 years to capture a significant amount of land, but they are slowly capturing territory. We knew that. They're also losing thousands of men every day. So thank you, Annette. Martin, I'm not sure what you're talking about. My what reminds you of the Marine pullover? What, my sweater or what? What's a Troyer? Or is that a typo? You mean the sweater I'm wearing? Which is funny because remember, this is the one I got from the French gas station that I'm very proud of. 15 euros for my sweater that I got is the French gas station. A Troyer is my real name. Your Troyer. Oh, that's cute, Gunther. Yeah. Oh, a Troyer is a sweater. In what language is that? A Troyer is a sweater. What language? I've never heard of that in English. Is that a thing? But it is a great buy. Literally 15 euros, $15. And it was at a gas station in rural France. And I was like, and I should have bought more of them. Because honestly, guys, I've had this thing 15 years now, maybe 20. I mean, not 20, but more like 15, 18 years. It has lasted. I only wear it like I wear it for you guys for my show. I don't wear it just at home during the day, but I just think it's the most wonderful thing. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, that's okay, Annette. But yeah, I mean, I as I said, I mean, we can sort of conclude soon, but I think we are gonna. Oh no. Mike, where are you getting that from? Because that sounds bullshitty to me. China's throwing on the idea of selling TikTok to Elon Musk. Oh God. Then why don't we just literally give away the country at that point? I mean, that would be a disaster. Elon Musk, a freaking disaster. Oh my God. Dear Lord. Because that's the other thing that worries me is once TikTok gets sold, then the monetary situation, Brian Krasenstein, okay, there's your answer right there. Don't ever trust anything from anybody with the last name Krasenstein. I'm sorry, but those two drive me crazy. Him and his brother, zero what I trust from either of those guys. I mean, no offense, but they're not credible. Would that be worse than having it owned by China? Yes, it would. Having Elon Musk own it would absolutely be worse than China. Yes, because then literally the algorithm would be tweaked to help far-right extremists in the US, the UK Reform Party, the fascist AfD in Germany, Le Pen in France. It would literally be our worst nightmare of what they worry China would do, Elon would do. It would be it would be worse to have Elon own it than the Chinese, absolutely positively. Yes, absolutely. Disaster. And it would become a bunch of white supremacists and neo-Enzis, which is what he did on Twitter. I mean, it would go from TikTok, which frankly bans things and bans people way too, goes after us way too heavy-handed, to literally letting Enzis and, crazy people come. You know what I mean? A zipper or button closure. Interesting, Gunther. I've never heard Troyer. That's really funny. But yeah, that's exactly what this is, because it's, and I like to think of it as Star Trek. Gunther knows what I mean. Having it come with the collar and I can kind of pull it down. Actually, I think, Gunther, I keep forgetting you're a Star Trekker, aren't you? Oh my God. Anyway. Anyway. Yeah, Elon Musk is ridiculous. Dear Lord, don't let it be Elon Musk. Dear Lord, don't let it be Musk. All right. Hey, Magic. Ay, 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 ay. You are not. Okay. Sadly. Well, anyway, any of the Trekkies out there know what I'm talking about. I feel like this is my Trekkie, and pulling it down the way they pull it down, you know? Um, you sold your Tesla. Good for you. Good for you. Ay, 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 ay. Is Bloomberg credible? Very much so. Yes. Bloomberg is a very good news source. Yep. Yeah, introducing legislation is fine. Doesn't exactly like Picard. Introducing legislation is fine. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Actually, here's a Star Trek fact for those who care. The rest of you don't. But if you notice in the Next Generation, where he's like, well, Picard, but the other ones too, they're always pulling down their shirt. It's because the shirts would always pull up. The way they're fitted, they fit nicely, but they would always pull up here. And they'd start to pull up on them, and they'd always have to pull it down. And he was interviewed, what's his face, Patrick Stewart, and he said he has to keep pulling it down because the shirt keeps riding up. But they realized something about the look of him pulling his shirt down gave this very sort of this look to him straightening himself, and they liked that look. So him pulling his shirt down became part of the character, which was the funniest damn thing. But yes, so that was my little bit of Star Trek trivia. Anybody who watches Next Generation knows what I'm talking about. Right? It's very dignified, but the look is because the shirt literally would crawl up. I am a lawyer by training, Susan. Yep, I have a law degree from Georgetown, but I do not practice law. So, in American parlance, we would say I'm a lawyer because people who have law degrees are lawyers, but I am not a practicing lawyer. So, depending what your question is, but which means I can analyze, and I worked in the U.S. Senate as well. So, the Picard maneuver, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, okay. Yep, I am, which is why I went and grabbed the other day the actual TikTok legislation, because I was trying to go through and understand it better, and helps to try to read through the law. Thank you, RNK. I try to be knowledgeable. I try to sort of not talk about things I don't know, and admit that I can be wrong, but I do try to get things right. Bloomberg posted 21 minutes ago about Elon buying TikTok. Oh my fucking God. Dear Lord. I mean, literally that, and of course, Trump's antitrust people wouldn't care. I mean, that would be an absolute freaking disaster. Oh, dear God. Dear God. Now I'm looking at the Bloomberg thing now. Dear God. Oh my God. No, that would be literally, let's just end democracy. I mean, it would be better to have the Communist Party of China run TikTok than Elon Musk. And Trump wouldn't care. Dear God, let me read this to you. Chinese officials are evaluating a potential option that involves Elon Musk acquiring the U.S. operations of TikTok if the company fails to fend off a controversial ban on the short video app. Beijing officials strongly prefer that TikTok remains under the ownership. I would have thought remain, but that's fine. Of ByteDance, the people say, and the company is contesting the impending ban, but the justices signaled during their arguments they are likely to uphold the ban. Senior Chinese officials have already begun to debate contingency plans for TikTok as part of an expansive discussion on how to work with the Trump administration, one of which involves Musk. A potential high-profile deal with one of Trump's closest allies holds some appeal for the Chinese government, which is expected to have some say. Musk spent more than $250 million. Under one scenario that's been discussed with the Chinese government, Musk's Twitter would take control of TikTok US and run the business together. With more that TikTok could bolster X's efforts to attract subscribers. Oh, dear God. Dear God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I mean, literally, that would be literally what people are worried about having happen. If Elon bought TikTok, kiss it goodbye. It would be, they would tweak the algorithm. I mean, oh my fucking God, you've got to be kidding me. Oh my God. He has brought, I can't use the words to tell you who he brought back to TikTok because TikTok would ban me. NZs, right? NZI people, the people from World War II, not Germany. Elon brought them back to TikTok. Elon has been supporting fascist parties around the world. I mean, horrific. He's crazy what that man has been doing. Elon Musk is absolutely out of his mind. Oh my God. I mean, out of his mind. For him to buy TikTok, oh my God. I mean, it would become a Republican Party app, not just Republican Party, fascist party. He would be using it to promote fascist parties around the world. And again, the funding problem, kiss the funding goodbye. I mean, I have no idea, but I suspect, any of the fundraising I'm doing, good luck with that as well. Oh my God. Oh my God. And this is and I mean, Trump would never do it, but this is a perfect argument for divestiture too. There is no way that they should allow one man to control a billionaire to control this many social media companies. Then let's just become an oligarchy and be done. Let's just become Russia and be done with it. Thank you, Buckalock. Thank you, Christina. Oh my God. I've not messaged Parker. I've got to message Parker, but I was kind of thinking, do I interview Parker now and get people to join us when we're about to lose? I've got to message Parker. Yeah. Dear God. Oh my God. Now when the show is over, I've got to do a video about Elon. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh God. Thank you, Real Life, for the gifts. Oh my God. Literally everything they're warning about China doing, Elon has been doing with TikTok, with Twitter. Dear God. Thank you, Laddie. Oh God. I mean, okay, anyway. All right, guys, we've been going over an hour and a half. Let's call it quits. All right. Thank you, Randy Fred. Thank you, was it Pishka? I'm going to get going, guys. Thank you for joining us. I know this was sort of we did talk about Ukraine a bit, but TikTok is the big story of the week. We're going to be talking about it a lot this week because obviously it's, and this may be our last week talking about it. Oh, hey, Pishka from Odessa, or Orishka or Pishka? Pishka. I'm assuming that's a P since you wrote it in English. But I think I'm going to get going, guys. It's been an hour and a half. Let's see you guys tomorrow. All right. But anyway, thank you for the gifts, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for following me. Please do follow me on YouTube just to be safe. It's John Aravosis DC over at YouTube. On TikTok, you can find all the rest of my social media or Discord as well. But you guys at Discord, thanks for hanging out. Otherwise, on TikTok, go to my profile, click the Linktree link, and you'll see a bunch of my social media there. But absolutely follow me on YouTube, maybe Discord as well if you're a Discord person. And I'd start from there. All right. All right, guys. Have a very good night. I'm going to go do my video about Elon now on TikTok. Oh, my God. All right. See you guys tomorrow night, 6:00 Eastern. Thanks, everybody. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Oh, my God.